Whom it may concern, I took my mom out to eat. Let's start off that way, which was hilarious. We go and get sushi. So what's funny enough is we go up to Birkdale. I don't like mentioning spots because if you blow up a spot, but Birkdale's blown up already. It's done. The streets is done. And it's so white that if you too dark and you out there too long, they will move you up out of there. Today we're going to share about how I've lived in white spaces so long, so I recognize you niggas who don't like being black, but we'll get there later. But yeah, so we went up to Birkdale and I had to take pictures for this bottle company who I won't name because they might be doing a sponsorship and they don't get to get shout out to they do a sponsorship. But a company had reached out about these bottles and they super cool actually. Yeah. Like they stainless steel bottles. And so they're catered to kids. So they wanted Roman take a couple of pictures in it. Funny enough, I sent it to Ann and she was like, yo, the pay ain't enough. Like, I need some real money. But I was like, all right, I'll take this. Because her following is like 30 times bigger than mine. So I was like, oh, this might be up her alley. She's like, pay ain't big enough. But anyway, so we did that. We took the pictures and then my mom was like super happy. Then I was reminded like, oh, it's my mom's birthday coming up. So that's why I got to take her out, man. So yeah, my mom did get sushi. It was cool. Karina came. I don't know how many bottles of wine they ordered.
Oh, goodness.
See, that's the thing. Y'all be nominating for me to do stuff with people and y'all don't realize that I am broke. So we did that. And then hopefully I got to get my payment from this bottle company because then they'll be able to pay for the dinner.
There you go. That pays for the dinner.
Hopefully. I got to get it first.
Good to go.
What you been up to?
Not much, man. We had a great, it was a great kickoff to the weekend. I was actually tired this weekend, but thanks to everyone that showed up Friday night. That was an awesome time. It was a really good time for our 4th year anniversary.
I don't know where the hand claps at.
Yeah, let's look for it, and I'll say it again.
Here you go. It's coming.
For our 4th year anniversary. So big ups to everyone that showed up, showed out, came through. It was awesome. Great vibe. Much thanks.
For those who do not know, when I downloaded the sound for the claps, it got double recorded. So it always goes away and come back. So and I don't know how to stop it. So that's why I told him, hold on. But go ahead.
Hey, big ups to Third and Fernwood for hosting us. Chef Absolutely. Greg and his wife Sabrina.
Yes.
Great hostess. Please go check out Third and Fernwood. Food is amazing. Speakeasy in the back's pretty cool. Nice little honeycomb hideout.
I heard.
I was unaware. I don't need one, but if I needed one, that would be one. So go check it out.
Yeah, it was a fun time. Shout out to everybody. Special shout out to Mimi.
100%.
100%. Like looked out for us, took care of us, was willing. I met her early that day and I was like, yo, I got to give you this. Because you gave me a list of stuff I need to do. And she was like, yeah, bring it to me right now. I'm being there. She was like, I'm getting there an hour early. I was like, girl, for what? She was like, nah, I got to make sure everything is in place.
She did. She really, really took care of us. We could not have done this without me. When Pod blows up in the next 12 months,
you will be on payroll.
Employee number 1.
Absolutely. Unless your ask is too high.
Well, she did it this time for a t-shirt.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be good on the payment.
Yeah, unlimited t-shirts for you. That'll be your payment. Hey, man, I got to do some investigation with the Investfest dudes. They beefing.
Wait, the Investfest, because isn't that this week?
Yeah, Investfest is this week, but like I know Rashad and like some other like podcasts that they beefing, so I need to look into that beef and figure out what happened.
Is it Rashad and Tony the Closer?
I think it is them too.
Because Tony the Closer beefs with everybody.
Yeah. I guess, it is those opportunities that people that always beefs with somebody, you kind of do got to wait your turn.
Yeah. He beefs with that. And and to be fair to Tony, his beefs be legit. Like the dude, he's gossipy, but he's pretty on. He's pretty spot on. Like I actually follow him because he does sniff out. And this is not me insinuating that Investfest is are scammers, but Tony does snuff him out. I ain't gonna lie. He does do that. That's his thing.
I've had a dad reach out to be a part of the podcast to come on and speak. And it's funny enough, I was like, yo, I do want to have him on.
Yeah.
Good looking brother, well put together.
Yeah.
got a large network. I said, oh, this over. And then his wife is like super connected too. I said, oh, this will take us there. And then, you know, God is funny because God makes sure certain things don't happen, so it didn't happen for that. Man, 2 weeks later, I'm like, oh, he a financial scammer.
Oh.
And I'm assuming he is. Because everything he say online, I'm like, I know you niggas is. When the man come, he gonna lay the hammer on y'all.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's
And he be at Investfest all the time.
Now I'm curious. I gotta look this up this afternoon. But
yeah.
But big ups to everybody that came. Big ups to the guys that telling us that y'all want to come on. Look, we're gonna bring y'all on. But
TNT.
As I did say, we do not delete footage. So
yeah.
to help you out, I will send you the topics before you come on. Like,
yes.
hey, these are the things we're talking about, because I don't ever want anybody to think their bamboos are thrown under the bus. But
so all right. Oh, also before we get started with this podcast, I need to let everybody know we need everybody to go purchase a t-shirt. Please go to black-club.com or black-club.org. It don't matter. You're gonna get redirected to whatever. Just type it in. Go to the shop, pick a t-shirt, buy one. Also, the holidays is coming up. It'd be a perfect gift to like throw in with everything, whether it's a hat, whether it's a mug, whether it's a t-shirt. We are looking for that. We love y'all support on that. Look, and it is one of those things where it's like, it's not like we trying to make a bunch of money. We are. But what it also is like, we are now in that stage where people are proud of being fathers.
Yeah.
And I think, and it's not that people weren't proud of being fathers before, but it was just like, people wasn't just saying it.
Well, we own our narrative more now.
Well, we about to.
We're trying to own our narrative more now.
You know the next topic.
We're trying to own our narrative more now. So it's like, it's like social media. One of the best things about social media is, boy, I almost said something wild. It is that Black American men are able to say, hey, this is the imagery of me, right? News doesn't get to say this is what Black men are, right? Music doesn't get to say this is what Black men are. Black men now finally are saying, hey, this is who I am, right? What you're showing of me, we don't like them.
Facts.
We not like them. So, nah.
Oh, let me start this. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. I had a brain freeze, but I'm going to get there.
I am Gavin B. Welcome to service. Sit down. The Black Dads Club.
What the hell is the point of this podcast? Let's do it like that.
If you are a Black male and you're in a jam, hit me up. I'll get you out.
Trying to save Black men.
We give Black men a place to be seen, a place to be heard.
Sometimes I got to push back because be lying.
They do, but so do women. So that's what makes the pod cool.
Strap in. It's about to be fun.
Black Dads Club. Now let's begin.
You know, sometimes, let me give y'all a little background on me. I was in a urban area of my life because I still ain't grew up in the hood. I was hood adjacent. I love that idea of myself.
Yeah.
Right. But I grew up in an urban side of town until the 4th grade. Right. My parents took us to Huntersville, went to the suburbs, and I was there until went to college in UNCC. So it wasn't a school in the hood. I ain't saying that HBCUs are in the hood. It's a lot of universities that's in the hood.
Yeah, Southern Cal is in the hood of all schools.
Yeah, shit in Compton. So it's like, it's one of those situations, right? So you go there, but one of the things I always tell people that when my last 2 years of high school, I went to an all-white Christian school. Only Black people was in the school. It was me, my sister, one other guy who didn't speak to us, and I had an African teacher. He didn't talk to us niggas. He made that clear. I don't talk. What? The funny part is,
wait, where is people from?
Morrisville.
Okay, so he was actually a North Carolinian.
Yeah, but you know, he's
still there. That is wild.
Yeah, and then my African teacher was married to a white woman, and we had one girl who was biracial who was there, but she was adopted by white parents. She's biracial. White people adopted her, and I say that to say because she walked up to my sister one day and said, "How do you get your hair like that?" And my sister was dumbfounded because she didn't know what the girl was asking.
Yeah.
Funny enough, my sister said, well, how often you go get your hair washed? She said, I wash and shampoo my hair every day. My sister's like, that's why your hair look like that. Like, but she been raised by white women, so she ain't know.
I also would not know because I haven't had a hair problem. in a minute.
Oh my gosh. I say all that to say, when you run across certain black people in white spaces, you have to do a little recon and investigate yourself to figure out what type of black person you're dealing with. Are you dealing with somebody who's on a Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X? We fighting? Because you run into those people. Do you run into those people who are apologists for black people in white spaces? Are you running into somebody who hates themselves? True. So it's a bunch of self-hate. And are you dealing with people who, my favorite, kind of like my teacher, and no disrespect to him, he was a cool guy. He was always respectful. Are you running into a foreigner who comes in here and don't see themselves as black? And they don't want to be associated with black Americans. Let me put it clear like that.
Except when they're filling out their college application form.
Oh, well, you know what time it is.
Then they definitely want to be, qualified as black then.
Absolutely.
Or when they land here and they don't have benefits and they can get benefits as qualifying as a black American. But you mean like once they reach, like they no longer need.
Yeah, then it's like.
Then it's like, yeah.
I'm not black, I'm Nigerian. I'm not black, I'm from Ghana.
I got you. And I'm following you.
Or you run into people like me who kind of just like, I'm on my own business, I keep it moving, but don't tell me about black experiences because I'm black. And then I don't want to have to become the Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X.
Yeah.
The honorable minister. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have to get on that. Because it's uncomfortable for everybody. And I don't feel like being uncomfortable. And I know you definitely don't. Like, I remember I was in school, and I think I told this a couple episodes ago. I remember when Kanye West got online and said, black people, George Bush don't like black people. And I remember the next day at school, it was, you would have thought everybody in the school lost somebody in Katrina. That's how sad they were.
Yeah.
That how can this man get up there and say this about George Bush? Now, after I saw that doc, Kanye was on something. Kanye usually too early on a lot of things.
Yeah. He be early and then he go too hard.
Yeah.
He don't know how to just drop it.
And then he go off in the deep end.
Yeah. He just goes.
And so
he need meds, that's all.
I say that to say we deal with people like this all the time.
Country. We had
Hold on.
So why is that fair for people who never had slaves, who fought against slavery, to have to pay for people that had slaves?
One, from my understanding, you are more.
I want to let y'all know I know what type of black person I'm dealing with already by his voice. And like I told somebody else, by the way they move the corner of their mouths, let me know what type of black person I'm dealing with. This is a black apologist. And I want y'all white people to see me as your equal. That is who we're dealing with. 100%.
Equal, like, man, just pat me on the head already.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the black. You're right.
You pat me on the head.
Look at Mike knowing. Mike grew up in a racist city where they,
And I've also funny enough story about me. I've had more white roommates than I've had black roommates.
That is facts. I've never met a black roommate of yours.
So I'm here to tell you that one of the things that I know that white people respect are solid black people.
Yeah.
Like the apologist black person, they'll come and like, be there, but they don't really rock with them.
Absolutely.
They rock with black people that are really just sturdy and being black. Like, all that hood stuff, not me. All that apologist stuff, not me.
Yeah.
If you want to talk history and facts, we'll talk history and facts. But it's like, I see you for who you are, right? Especially when y'all both are legacy Southerners, I guess. But I'll let you finish.
All right, here we go.
Interested in preserving the fairness of those who didn't have slaves than the fairness of those who are the descendants of slaves.
Solid point.
That is priority to you than finding a fair way to accommodate those who have been the descendant of slaves.
Well, our ancestors wasn't asking for handouts. They were asking for equal opportunity. And we have equal opportunity in this country. We had a black president, just in case you didn't know. We had a black president and we had a black vice president. I think she was black. They said she was black. I don't know.
Don't do that. Because I agree with you, but don't do that. That's one of them times where you going to make me show my ass.
Yeah, you're trying to get jokes because your point is weak.
It's terrible.
Yeah, your point is definitely weak.
And this cool kicking Kamala's back in for her race was a thing. I did it because she got some shit off. Yeah. But at the same time, when we making conversations about reparations and what black people do and don't deserve, don't use it as though this country is equal because
Well, you got a black president, you had a black vice president, and like I said, we've discussed her race on here. Y'all know how I am when it comes to people cosplaying as Afro Americans. That goes for everybody. But the idea, but also right, like the idea that you just want to kick her back in, and she's no longer there. Like we haven't spoken about Kamala since the election ended. Absolutely, right. Like it's over now. There's no reason to keep going in on her, whether I agree with her policies. Or whatever. Like that moment has passed. Same way we don't go in on Hillary Clinton. Same reason we don't go in on George Bush. Like the moment has passed. So I mean, again, right. But he knows he's making a weak point. And so I've only made it about 20 minutes into.
I did an hour of this,
and it's an hour and a half. Is the whole conversation based around reparations?
No. So what happens is, first of all, I do want to. If y'all have seen stuff like this before, I'm letting y'all know it's the first one I ever seen. So I was highly confused why black people was running to a chair to talk to Amanda Seales.
So that's Jubilee. I think Jubilee does this.
Yes,
and Jubilee has a lot of great social commentary. In general.
So for those who not know, this was Amanda Seales versus 20 black conservatives. Everybody that came up, so it was 20-minute segments.
Yeah.
Amanda gave her point of like, this is what I'm willing to debate somebody on. So she did one on reparations. She did one, I believe on, she talked about reparations, talked about policing, and I forgot what the other one was. So
okay, so I'm gonna finish it up today.
Yeah. So so when you come up, you sit down, you get your point. Once the majority of the room raises their red flag, that means they tired of hearing your point, and it's time to swap out.
Yep.
I would say it like this: the first maybe 5 people was very argumentative. They was here to get some shit off.
And that's why I'm about in the first 5. And here's the thing: I'm gonna tell you what I didn't like was, and I'm not an Amanda Seales fan. I think I think we've discussed Amanda Seales and how much we're not fans of Amanda.
Absolutely.
Like maybe 30, 40 pods ago.
Absolutely.
So we're not fans of Amanda Seales.
Not at all.
But when you are just outwardly rude to someone,
yes,
that should be, she's basically a host, right? And you're just outwardly rude. That shows such a lack of decorum that I didn't like that. Like, don't just be disrespectful to her, because her position was not a black Democrat even. She was there as a black radical.
Radical, yeah.
Which, again, that's part of the reason why I don't really get along with Amanda, is because I'm against black radical feminism.
Okay.
I'm very, very anti this. It's no secret that I'm anti-radical black feminism. So it's part of the reason why. But for me to be like, yo, let her talk.
You cutting her off.
Yeah.
You not addressing her point. Homeboy, who I just talked to y'all about, made a video following up, which he was extremely rude. He talked about how rude she was. And I'm like, maybe we missed something. Maybe they cut something out. And it would. My thing is this: when you hang around enough white folks in white spaces, they will look at you. They got to figure out what type of black person you are too.
Yeah, no, and they do that quickly, by the way.
Very within the first 5 minutes.
They figure out what type of black person you are, and to that guy, to what you're saying with that guy, they don't like that guy.
They do not. But what they do is, and I ain't saying this about all white people, just the ones in Huntersville, in Mooresville. What they do is they sprinkle a little racism in there, a little. Let me see how much my shit I can get off. Let me just say something to see how they feel, right?
If you're like that guy, though.
Well, sometimes it depends. When they know that they in a safe space, in it, they own that time. Because not everybody own that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You'll run across some people who just like, I'm not on that. I'm not with that racist shit. I'm not with the sexist shit. I'm just me. Cool. And that's great when you do run in that, because you realize like, damn, I've never had this conversation with this person, right? But to the ones that's on that type of time, they'll throw out like, yo, man, so did you see that police video? What you thought? How much drugs you think he did? You know what I'm saying? They be like, oh my gosh, man, look at this, look at this guy, man. And then they'll throw out a little racist situation to see what's your response on it, to let them know what time it is. And sometimes, whenever you're around those type of people, you will end up having a reparations conversation. You will have a abortion conversation. You will have y'all kill each other conversation. Everybody that argued with Amanda Seales was using very surface level conversations that white people who trying to get their shit off throw it at you. And it was sad because there was an opportunity to have a real conversation with Amanda Seales, because one of the persons really wanted to hone in on how black fathers are not in the homes, and that's causing a lot of these issues. But she couldn't get there because you know why? You got the young boy coming up there saying, yo, we need more Ben Carsons than King Von.
Yeah. I saw that again. I haven't made it all the way.
It was the stupidest argument I ever heard.
Yeah, I haven't made it all the way through. But to your point, right? Most of these guys are getting their talking points from Fox News, right?
Facts.
Or Candace Owens, or worse, Nick Fuentes.
Yeah.
Right? Who's actually funny, by the way. The guy doesn't have to be as racist as he is. He's actually funny.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
Racists are funny people.
They sometimes look. I ain't gonna lie. This was years ago. I was on Reddit and somebody had wrote the basketball people, and I think I damn near spit my drink out because I was like, "Yo, that is like
that's actually hilarious.
That's actually some good racism, right there. Like basketball people, like
when
bruh,
you can get your shit off,
you getting it off, and nobody would ever think that you saying something offensive.
Absolutely.
So yes, racists are funny sometimes, right? But when you have this guy, right? I think when people want to get off racism, they hear this guy speak because I've never been around any white person, and then and it's been like, hey, let me see if I can be racist around Mike. You know what I'm saying? It's like no, like we'll have actual conversations, right? Because you should be seeking solutions, right? Like anybody that knows me, I'm like, yo, this country does owe reparations to blacks. I also say I think it's too far gone.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I think the horse left the barn now. Like and the horse is gone. Like it's not even in the field. The horse is gone. Like if you wanted to do that, the proper time would have been like 50 years ago. It is damn near impossible to implement it now. Now, does that mean that we shouldn't have a conversation on it at all? No, we should have a think tank, but our think tank needs to include intelligent black people, right?
Yeah,
business minds, right? You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? Like I don't need Jermaine Dupri and Diddy. Discussing reparations, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you take Bob Johnson, Robert Smith, Byron Allen, right? You know what I'm saying? And then why don't we take like really good black professors, right? Not pop professors.
Also, I think a lot of people might try to get their racism shit off me because they don't know I'm albino, so they're trying to figure out what's going on. And I'm being dead ass.
I don't understand how you can miss it.
Well, they don't hear me talk first.
I don't see how you can, but I'm saying like we should have these think tanks, right?
Absolutely.
Where we do have these high level conversations of saying like, yo, what's old? I ain't even saying that you got to pay because I don't think if you cut us a check, I don't think that fixes anything.
Yeah, well, cut me that check though.
Well, I mean, but dude, doing COVID, like everybody got checks cut, everybody got unemployment, and the wealthiest people became massively richer, right?
Absolutely.
So we already know that the money is going to funnel all the way up to the top. Rents went up, and we got inflation. They raised the prices on everything just because we had extra money.
Absolutely.
So I don't think cutting a check fixes anything, right? Like if you cut black people checks, all of a sudden houses are going to be, 25% more.
Yeah.
Right? All of a sudden Mercedes are going to be 25%. Like they're going to get the money back.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? One of the young ladies talked to Amanda and said, let me put it like this. It was probably 2 or 3 people that weren't argumentative at all. And they came up there to ask, I think those were the educated people who was like, all right, they're educated but not threatening.
Yeah.
They had so many uneducated, ignorant people who were threatening. They was like, all right, it's going to be good clicks, whatever. But then they had some people, and one of the girls came up, she said, what does reparations look like to you? Is it just money? And Amanda, she broke it down what she thought it should look like.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, it's not just money. It is education. It is housing. It is like all this stuff. But the whole thing was just terrible to me. I will give Amanda Seals this, especially with that young boy, who also had the same apologist mouth. I'm around a bunch of white folks. I come find out he African who got here.
Of course.
And he grew up in a white ass city.
Of course.
And now he's talking about King Von. If you are, first of all, when you are in black educated spaces, King Von name should not come up ever. And it should not because one, he's not here. He's not here to defend himself. He has family out there. And you're not going to take your ass to Chicago and say any of the things that you're saying.
And he only made 2 albums, right?
Yeah, not on a major label.
So
it's not a big deal.
And so it's not, and that's not what black people are like.
Absolutely
so
not.
So sick of, Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, LA,
Baltimore,
Negroes being what Negroes look like. And it's like, yo, that is such a small subset of black people. Like the vast majority of black people, I say this all the time, is from the DMV through the Bible Belt. That is, I think, like 80% of us as blacks live in that area.
She gets up there and shout out to Amanda. This is just God being funny at this point because she asked this young man, where's he from? He's explaining where he's from, how he's an immigrant, and he grew up in Maine. I don't know if anybody been up there.
I have not been to Maine. I heard it's beautiful though.
5 years ago, I went to New Hampshire. It's right there. I ain't seen no black people up there. I've seen the biggest Trump signs I've ever seen in my life.
Outside of the South in major city, there's no black people. People forget this about it. I think what was the stat that we read during the election cycle that they were like, it was like 65% of white people would never encounter a black person in the United States.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was something ridiculous. And so when she broke it down that, hey, you immigrants do not get to come to America and tell black Americans what's right or wrong, or if their experience is right or wrong, she hit that shit right on the head. And it made me be like, I never go to England and say, yo, this is y'all stuff. I never go to Africa and say, this is right or wrong. I don't go down to South America and say, yo, this is right or wrong. I don't get to do that.
It's not our country, but again, right? Because black culture is so embracive and welcoming that, if someone comes in and again, right, it's the gift and the curse. Because one thing about the United States is we don't have a colonial mindset, right? And because United States, the country itself, fought against colonialism, right? So it fought against the colonial power. So it created its own violent culture. Now we have a violent culture. Please do not mistake America for being a country of peace. Nothing in this country has transpired peacefully.
Facts.
Nothing important. Even Roe versus Wade, the woman said that she was raped by 4 black guys. That was a lie, by the way.
Yeah.
But that's how it got passed. So nothing in this country gets passed. Civil Rights Act passed in 1964. It didn't get enacted until riots broke out when Dr. King was murdered. Nothing passes in this country without violence. That is our culture. Right? We have to. When Americans was at the Olympics and pickpocketers was pickpocketing the Americans, the French police had to ask Americans to stop beating up the pickpocketers.
Got to take a L, bro.
Like this country, it's a violent culture. We can maybe try to get away from that, but blacks in this country do not have a colonial mindset, right? We have always like, it's almost like we have this constant, we're trying to overcome mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, God forbid we ever win anything. Like, I don't know. We'd be like the dog that catches a car, bro, if we ever won. Like, what do you do now?
That is funny. Your girl got a little apology out here. What ain't even an apology?
It's not an apology.
It's funny, though. Hold on.
Everybody, you may have seen this recent
scroll
viral
up to?
clip about
go to
Father
1
Mike
minute mark.
Schmidts.
I think.
Hold on, man. Here we go. Oh, yeah, that's right after she talking about this.
Abstinence, periodic abstinence in marriage. We talk about chastity. We talk about the priestly vocation and the celibate vocation.
4 minute mark, my
and
bad.
a whole host of other views.
Just to let y'all know, this is Lila Rose.
Is it? Oh yeah, Lila. Did I call her Lily?
Yeah, I think so.
I think I did call her Lily.
And you know what's funny? I got on Twitter looking for Lily Rose. Nothing but porn came up. So I was so confused. I'm like, there's no way we just played this lady video and she over here getting
And I do not know Lily Rose, the porn star, but that name might be familiar, which is why I might say Lily instead of Lila.
I was crying, bro. I was in here on Twitter like, yo.
Now I gotta look up Lily Rose.
You gonna see her look. Some our listeners is now looking up Lily Rose. Y'all just know my Twitter. Never.
Celibacy. And then Christy says, can we talk about Father Mike Schmidts as a great example of a truly manly, handsome, amazing priest who's out there definitely attracting people to his message through his person, through his personality, through his persona. I don't think any of that is something that is embarrassing.
I love lies.
Oh, and that's what I was just about to say. Y'all broached him because he's an attractive man.
Yeah, y'all was horny.
Y'all were being a little too horny. Yeah. And now you're coming back and you're saying, yeah, he's godly and he's attracting people through his personality. You ladies threw his name out there. Y'all, so this means that this is a group chat y'all have, and y'all like Pastor whatever his name is.
Yeah, Mike.
Pastor Mike.
Or is that you? Never mind. Mike Schmidts.
Mike Schmidts, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Father Mike Schmidts. Y'all were like, y'all done said something about him that's enough that in the middle of a pod, boom, you grab the name and you throw it out there.
You literally said, I showed a picture of him to my homegirl. She said, oh, when is Mass?
Yeah.
She don't know nothing about his personality.
None of that. Like, don't keep going. Keep going.
I like poor liars. They piss me off. I love the gaslighting. Turn me on.
thing to say or wrong to say. Now, if it came across in any way as
Horny.
Improper or
Came across as horny.
over the top, that is not the intention at all. Christy was referencing a friend of hers who was, I think, joking about how handsome Father Mike is. And I understand that that is a little bit in the gray area of, is that appropriate to do? But I think it was demonstrating
they did a
larger
cut.
point that
Yeah, they did.
we were making, which is that being celibate does not make you less of a man or less of a woman. And that you don't need to act out on sexual desires or have a sexual relationship to be fully alive. And
All
to
right.
be...
So it goes to my question. Can women ever really be wrong?
No. When are they wrong?
We clearly heard what you said last week.
And we knew what time it was.
We knew what time. Look, it was funny. It's okay to be horny.
And that's the other part about it. Who are you really? Let me tell you what happened. Y'all trying to be this all purposeful and respectful. Is it they have like a religion podcast or something or not?
I think they are more trad wife conservative. I don't know if they're conservative, but I think I know the title. I don't know if this is the title of her podcast or if this was the title of the episode. It was called Sacred Sex, right? So they were making, I guess, celibacy, which was crazy because they're discussing it with marriage, and the woman that she's discussing it with has 6 kids.
Yeah.
And like, so someone likes sex.
Well, she said they only do it when they. Never mind.
Well, she's fertile as hell. She got 6 kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, they do need to be careful when when the oven is baking over there.
Absolutely.
For sure. But also, right, it's this idea that you're in marriage and y'all tried to make it seem like in marriage that sex is dirty or there's a discipline that married couples should have. Like, look, if the ovens are 400 degrees and you fertile, like, throat works. You know what I'm saying? Like the husband, it's nothing wrong with taking care of your husband. Like she's like, we need to practice. Why?
We need to start having pre-pod meetings. Because you gotta warn somebody before you say.
I'm just saying, like, why are we pretending that like, I don't have to take care of him? So because what you're saying to me is like, if I don't get taken care of, you ain't gonna get taken care of.
Yeah. So I looked it up. It is a faith podcast.
Okay.
At least that's in the description on Apple. So
But there's nothing wrong with sex and faith.
It's not, but you know what? If we're gonna be a faith podcast, this is why you can't be lukewarm. If some of y'all read your Bibles, you'll know what's going on. You playing games.
Yeah, you are.
You are doing the horny game and she Catholic. Yeah. That's the other thing. She Catholic. You playing a horny game with this man, which sometimes you just gotta joke it off. Like I've been in church and I've heard women departments having a meeting. You walk in there and they saying something. And I'm just like, I'll give you an example. I'm walking in, got to go get my mom something. She in the meeting, right? Yeah. And it's like 50 women in there. And they talking about their favorite attributes on men.
Yeah.
And, that's why I didn't, at that time, I'm young, but I really didn't understand that women really love beards at that time, right? But what was in style at that time was having no facial hair. But you know what I'm saying? You going in there, you hearing that. And it's like, all right, now, is that being horny? I don't know. I don't know what it was said once I left, right? But at the same time, if I was to come in there as like, oh, you know what they in there talking about? They favorite attributes on men. Sometimes they got to look like, we having girl talk. We laughing, joking. This ain't out. Now, mind you, I wouldn't be horny online about, the pastor, but y'all do y'all thing.
I don't think it's anything. Look, if you just own it.
Own it.
Just own it. Don't come back and be like, we ain't say that.
Because sis, you're not going to delete the clip. It's running. You getting paid from it now.
And sometimes the clip runs. Yeah, you don't want it to run. And it's gone.
The side chick thing, the girl who got the 1,500 likes on her comment, she was like, why am I still getting notified about my comment? And I had to write her back yesterday. I said, sister, it's not going nowhere. Like, you just got to, it's over. Like, you just going to be known for this comment. It's super funny. Nothing worse than when we get out there, we fight for you, you start showing your ass. So we gotta, what's our favorite line about what black people love to do? Build you up, to tear you down.
There you go.
Right? But then you come back, right? If you don't know, I'm talking about Sha'Carri. When she first got there, she failed the drug test very, very early on, right? And I think a lot of black people was disappointed.
Yeah, we were disappointed.
And in her circle and everything, the excuses, the lies was poor. But, part of the Sha'Carri thing is, and everybody does this, why she got that? Like, why you got to have the crazy wigs, right? Why you got to have the crazy nails? But some people, that's their thing. That is their... and
FloJo was the same way, right?
Yeah, and as you get older, we're going to talk about something later, but you said it before the pod started. Like, I don't know if I'm becoming that grumpy old man, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you didn't say grumpy old man, but like, that's basically how I interpret that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So sometimes when I see Sha'Carri, she got the loan. Mind you, I like to get on nails, so it's whatever. Y'all know what I'm into.
And I don't.
Yeah. And so it's like, but then you like, is it stopping her from being great? No,
Yeah.
it's not. So who cares? If that's her thing, that's her thing, right? Then you come back and we talk about how the Olympics this year did you dirty.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get the warm up because they put you in a hotel and you had to get over there and you didn't get your transportation.
Yep.
You had to walk miles just to come run 100 yards, and maybe it's throwing you off. And it's not just you; it was a bunch of Americans who went through that, right? And then I guess it came out at least a week ago. We heard she got arrested for putting her hands on her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And if you watch Sha'Carri on TV, you know she tiny,
Yes.
right? And her man is an Olympic athlete too, correct?
Yeah. He was a Division I athlete. He was in football and track at Tennessee.
And so it comes out, we like, all right, everybody just is like, all right, this is messed up. You putting your hands on somebody. Something had to be crazy. Then the cameras come out. Then, they're going to find videos. And I think the saddest part, for me at least, was, I'm trying to figure out how she's getting arrested, because I'm trying to figure out how she's getting arrested. Then her man come out and they showed the cam footage of him telling the police, I'm not pressing charges.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, right? Then I got heated with why y'all arrested me? The man is right there.
Yeah.
And to me, that pissed me off because as a black man, I know what could happen when you get put up against the police.
Yeah.
And to have a sister to put you in that situation.
Here's the thing, it's not just a sister. It is a woman that I am pretty sure has told him, I love you.
Oh, facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Right? This is somebody that you spending all your nights with.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe I would have seen, I understand exactly what
Yeah.
you're saying. Maybe I would have saw this different, and probably, I don't know which one I'd be more disappointed. If she was a white woman or a Spanish woman. That woman, a black woman, knows exactly what it's like when I'm calling the police on you, and what couldn't happen. And
I'm laughing because I think all women know. And I think in the moment, I think that's the intent.
oh, clearly this is the
You know what I'm
intent
saying?
here.
I think in the moment it's not something where, I'm thinking, 20 days ahead, right? Or 20 hours ahead. It's in this moment. I know what happens when I put the cops on you. And I want that to happen to you right now.
Yeah. And for me, that was, to that brother right there, that comment alone, you don't go back home to her.
No, here's the thing. You can't, but love is an irrational emotion.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an irrational, but to hear that though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like when I saw the video, because we didn't have what they call the cam?
Body cam.
Body cam. Mm-hmm. We didn't have the body cam footage at that time, which means that they decided to release that.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like that was on purpose, because they didn't have to release the body cam footage. I'm almost certain Christian Coben didn't ask for it.
Yeah.
Sha'Carri Camp didn't ask for it. So the fact that they dropped it means that somebody watched it and also thought that this is egregious.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
and this needs to be exposed.
Yeah.
So that's what really, to your point, what really disappointed me was it really wasn't her wailing on him. Right? It really was that when given the opportunity to just own it, the first thing she said is, I didn't hit him. We were just having a conversation.
So first you lied.
Yeah, I didn't hit him, right? And then when they started saying like, well, no, Sha'Carri in the airport, it's like 1 million cameras around here.
No, she said, go look at it.
Yeah.
I didn't hit him.
Yeah, right. So like I think that, like, to me that was the egregious sin, right?
Yes.
Is that despite having all evidence in front of you, and like, for one, you're at the airport. Airport cameras are so good, y'all. I left a laptop in a restaurant one time, and they brought it to me at my gate. Like, I'm glad they brought it to me, right? Because I was rushing out of the restaurant, paid, and walked to the gate, and I'm like in line, and like TSA walks up to me and just say, "Hey, are you missing something?" And he's looking. I'm like, "What? Why are you handing me a laptop?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, it's my laptop."
When I worked at Target, I was 16 working at Target, and they told us not to steal. Of course, you got to tell 16-year-olds not to steal. And they said our cameras are so good they can read names off of checks just in case somebody ever says something.
Yeah.
Like this check isn't whatever. and I always kept that always stuck with me. If Target doing this to read names off of checks,
Yeah.
you got to know what the airport is doing.
Got to know what the airport is doing. So that lie was just so egregious. And then when they're like, no, we actually have footage. The second thing that you say is, well, I have footage of him hitting me, right? Like this isn't about him in this moment.
It's not.
This is 100% on you. Like this whole scenario,
Yeah,
is wholly you.
absolutely.
And then when they started to take her in, right? Which I'm not someone that believes that you need to throw everybody in the cuffs in jail. I think we overdo it in this country.
Absolutely.
And even in this situation, I think it was a little bit overdone. So I agree there, right? But when they start arresting her, she's saying, "You're not going to arrest the man? You arrested me,
bro."
So it was just so many places where I'm like, man, I don't like any of this. And I wasn't looking at Sha'Carri in that situation. I was kind of looking at the situation is this is what black men deal with, right?
Mm-hmm.
This could be any woman, right? I'm not going to let someone gaslight me and just say only Sha'Carri does that. Like I know that not to be true.
Yeah, and it does bring up this thing of like why we don't see black men as victims. This, I know a lot of it got to do with size, a lot of that. And you know what? I say this to other brothers that's out there. It's time to stop being offended when panderers pander. And I wrote a tweet this weekend and I said Ryan Clark is the greatest. Him and Marc Lamont Hill are the greatest. And I say that to say they stick on their side. Marc's side is always to question any and everything. And he has a reputation of pandering to women.
Well, Marc Lamont always goes to, well, we need to provide them the benefit of the doubt.
Yes, he's always that.
Yeah.
And
sometimes there's no doubt. Like there's no doubt here. We not only did we see what happened, we also heard the conversation.
Yeah. And it's funny because I think on his show, on the pod, they were talking about if Sha'Carri should have went to jail, and he was on the side of, I don't think this was a big enough offense for her to go to jail.
And I could low key agree with that.
Yeah.
But if you reverse the genders,
Then
would we say, right? If it was a man that was just shoving a woman around, right? Just shoving
into
a woman,
column.
right? Into a column, right? Will we say, I don't think this reaches the level of, taking him to jail, right?
Yeah.
We probably would not. And it goes to Charlamagne's point and Ryan Clark's counterpoint, right?
I'm about to play Ryan.
Right. Of a double standard. And there is a double standard.
Absolutely.
But the double standard exists for it exists for a reason, but the story that has been told has kind of been mistold, right? Like the idea that there's always the big dangerous black man, right? Or the idea that black men can never be a victim. Matter of fact, someone dropped the chart, and it was like from the time that they started tracking intimate partner homicide. It wasn't called IPV back in the day, but I think from 1910 or he was like 19 whatever, like from pre-civil rights up until 1990, more black men were murdered by their significant other than any other demographic. So the whole time that they're creating this narrative that men are dangerous, they are being murdered the most.
Absolutely. And you know what?
So if you can never be a victim.
Well, here's the thing. If this was reversed, let me put it like this. If it was up to her man, this wouldn't have been reported.
It wouldn't have been. Here's the thing. If there's no cameras there, right? If there's no cameras there, if it's just them.
Absolutely.
Because up until this point, nobody has said, imagine what happens behind closed doors.
No.
We have not seen that one time on any show.
Nah.
But if she did this at the airport.
Oh, she doing worse at home.
Guess what's happening behind closed doors, right? And she's already shown you that even if she does it, she's going to deny it. She's going to say that she didn't do it. And Christian still is like, nah, man, like we good. We good. But what happens when Christian, one of the world-class athletes on the planet, right?
Reacts.
What happened when he holds his hand up, right? Just holds his hand up, just fend her off, right?
Yeah.
And then she falls over or she runs into a column and, she busts her lip, right? And then she calls the cops. And then she says, hey, this man did this to me. And he's like, man, I don't think I did is held my hand up. And she fell.
I'm telling him right now, you can't go back to that. And it sucks. You got a girl who might win gold next year. She might be back on top of the world. She might have endorsements. But hey, bro, your freedom and your safety ain't worth this.
And here's the thing. That needs to be something that all men need to get used to, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not a Sha'Carri problem. And I'm not, this conversation has nothing, I want to be clear. This has nothing to do about domestic violence. What I'm talking about right now is the outright lying.
Yeah.
You can't, and I hope y'all noticing the theme, right? With Lila Rose telling us she didn't say what she said last week.
Yeah.
Lila. Good Lord.
See,
Lila Rose.
Nigga horny.
So, I hope y'all see the theme, right? We're going from Lila telling us that she didn't say what she said last week to Sha'Carri actually being on camera saying what she didn't say. And this needs to be, I don't think as men we hold women to a standard of just honesty in general, right? We really just look at it and just be like, you know what? It's not really that big of a deal, right? Who did it hurt, right? Who did Lila hurt, right? Yeah. Pastor Mike or Father Mike, whatever his name is, Schmidts, right? He knows he's hot. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, like women are just, that's kind of how they look at it. Like, he knows he's fine.
Look.
You know what I'm saying? Like Christian Coleman, what was the harm? He wasn't hurt. He's a big guy.
Then you got Ryan over here. Ryan can't pick a side of the fence he wants to stay on. And it's a long video clip, so we ain't got to play it. But if y'all ever get chances to see what Ryan said about this, and, he brings up there that there should be a double standards in, domestic violence and stuff like that. Let me tell y'all this. I don't believe nobody should putting their hands on anybody. I believe everybody should have the right to defend themselves. And sometimes there should be a situation where, hey, I can defend myself, and sometimes defending myself is just leaving or getting away from you. And so I get that. And Ryan, that was the proper way of saying that. But this jumping on each side, flip-flopping, because let me tell you something, Ryan. If your daughters go around putting their hands on dudes, right? Let's say your girl grows up, you an athlete. Let's say she get your strength and she turns out to be 5'10" and she 190 and she date a dude who may be 5'7", 145.
But even that,
she boxing him up. What you gonna say?
But bro, there's still such a drastic strength difference between men and women. And
Absolutely.
And someone like Ryan Clark, who has played in locker rooms with some of the most brutal, strong guys in the world, right? I would think one of the things that you would tell young women is like, hey, make sure you're not with a guy that's going to put his hands on you, right?
Yeah.
And you know what you also need to make sure you don't do? Go over there and poke a guy that is a supreme athlete and say, you know what? I'm going to keep antagonizing you to see if I can get a reaction out of you.
Yeah.
Right? Because let's be clear. Sha'Carri couldn't get a reaction out of Christian Coleman. Because it seemed like he was the only person that knew they were at the airport on camera.
Yeah. Also, y'all stop doing shit at the airport and on flights.
Yeah.
There's a thing called a do not fly list, and some of y'all be just not getting it.
Yeah. The airport is not the place to play around.
Speaking of, I went to Houston this weekend. Shout out to Houston. Let me tell y'all something. Loved it down there. I was only down in Houston for 48 hours max. No. Yeah, 48 hours max. Yeah, I got down there Sunday, left out first thing smoking Tuesday. I will say this. I love regionalism in America.
Yeah.
Especially when you can experience Black regionalism, right? And I don't even know if regionalism is a word. I think I might have made that up.
I would go with it.
Yeah, it sounds good. So it's a difference being Black from North Carolina, and then you run to Atlanta, you run to like Miami, you run to Louisiana, you go to NOLA, you in Houston, you go to DC, and then you kind of experience stuff out there. And so, God dang it, man. I had a great time. Hold on, y'all give me one little second, man. It's always your camera too.
What is it? Just a memory card? Or I don't move enough? Jake Paul is going to fight Tank Davis on November 15th?
That got to be a joke. I saw that right before we recorded. But I didn't have a chance to see if that's
is it real?
Yeah. I didn't know if that was like a Centel. It wasn't on Centel, but it's so many other Centels that I said, this might be something different.
Yeah, we might be getting Centel there.
I hope for Jake Paul's thing. But hold on.
All right, back to the Houston.
Sorry, y'all. I recorded to the wrong memory card on Mike's thing. I love like being in Houston, seeing the regionalism and just experiencing Black people and just having fun. It was extremely hot down there. I am here to say Houston loves Drake a lot.
What make you say that?
Everywhere we went, it's not even everywhere we went to play Drake. It makes sense for that. But like every time we got in the Uber, somebody mentioned Drake and how he be down there. So we stayed by the Galleria. So they talked about like one dude, we get in his car, he was talking about, yo, Drake stayed 5 minutes from here. He also got another house an hour outside the city. But he was like, what bar y'all going to? He was like, oh, if he was in the city, he'll just pop in. He was like, he go to dive bars down there.
Nice.
And he was like, we went somewhere else, and the lady was telling us about Drake too. Like, oh yeah, you'll just see him around the city just walking, like he chilling, like he love it down, which makes sense. I know the whole Jay Prince connection.
Yeah.
It was interesting. You start getting like, let me put it like this. I feel bad for Shannon Sharp because he keep interviewing good people, and it won't get the press or push anymore. Also, I told y'all this: the volume logo is no longer on his videos. Take that with what you want. But if I'm sponsoring you, my logo is going to be on your videos. And it ain't on his videos. And I say that to say he interviewed Scarface. And so I'm seeing a bunch of them clips while I'm in Houston, of course. And, you know, Scarface said something that was super interesting about like how all these problems that Jay Prince, Suge Knight, and Irv Gotti tried to start a music distribution company. And as soon as they started to work on that, Suge go to jail. Irv Gotti got the Fed stuff. And then, you know, Jay Prince just does go back into his little hiding thing. And he was like, it was interesting. You know, Scarface spoke on a lot of that. It was.
I need to check that one out then. I mean, and that is interesting. I always wonder ourselves, like why, especially when I thought when Apple Music came out, that that was going to kind of get rid of the labels. Like to this day, I do not understand why that did not remove distribution. Because all your distribution
is online.
Can just go straight to Apple.
Yeah, but nope. Not when the people that sitting on the board at Apple also sit on the board at Sony, Atlantic, or whatever, you know, UMG. So they love it. Oh, speaking of music, I am here to report back. Cardi B is done. It's over.
I told you done. I saw some people say they actually liked the song.
Yeah, you saw them 3 people who she paid online too. Like that shit is over. And I'm gonna put it like this. The reason why I say she's done, the label has officially probably, and I have nothing on this because I've never recorded a rap lyric in my life. Actually, I did one time. But anyway, I'll put it like this. It seemed like they about to go into panic mode of how do we recoup this money that we gave her and what's the lowest spend we can do to make the most money. I would say it like this. The first thing, for the last 5 years, Cardi B has been giving us little verses, and I felt like the label was trying to figure out like where, like when is it gonna hit? And she's had some songs. You know, you gave us WAP, you gave us I think it was Bongos or whatever the song was with Meg Thee Stallion. That's my joint too. And then,
it's one of them that you always hear. It's like a summer bop or whatever.
Yeah.
Ladies love it.
Yeah,
I forget the name. I don't know.
And then what happens is you start giving us these verses that don't hit. And it's like, all right, you gave us this, like, whatever. Like, and it's not clicking. And then you tell us, hey, she's dropping her second album. WAP is going to be on there. And it's like, why are you putting a 5-year-old song in there? But I figured it out why. It won't count. The sales won't count for her first week. It'll count for her second week. So you kind of ensuring to make sure she has a #1 album. Because WAP has millions of spins and all that stuff. That's just going to be on the second week.
So that's going to make it look like it's getting the spins.
Absolutely. So you do that, and then you start coming out with songs, and they ain't hitting.
Did she have a writer prior?
Well, we know what Party do. I think there's a lot of things that come in there. You not with QC no more, the label.
Yeah.
Right? You not with the Migos because you and Offset ain't doing that. And I really think, look, Drake took off once he was on Migo records. You know what I'm saying? That took him to another stratosphere of, you know, I know people like to think like, all right, you know, the Wayne, Nicki, Young Money thing was cool. And it put you on a radar. But then when you got the Houston connection. Now you in Atlanta using their connections.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your dad is from Memphis. You right across the border from New York. So it's a lot of things going for you, but that Migos package was right. You know what I'm saying? And so you doing all that and you don't got that no more. And I heard imaginary players, and I said, "Oh, this ain't it. This ain't it."
For one, I'm surprised she got that release. To be honest,
well, I don't know if everybody likes to say, "Oh, Jay cleared it." I don't think so. I mean, Jay sampled that from somebody else, so I wondered did they have to clear it. But it sounds just like Jay-Z's version, so maybe both. But I mean,
you're right. I don't think he would have had to clear it. I think whoever owned the original person would have had to clear it.
But I mean, I could see Jay clearing that if he had to go through him. Yeah, I'm fighting with Nicki Minaj right now.
I'm gonna tell you. You know what? Solid point. Solid point. Didn't even think about that. I'm gonna be honest right now. The whole rap R&B music genre. It honestly it looks like that labels are trying to bury it.
Yeah, I told you all over the weekend. I'm pretty sure they trying to make sure we don't have legacy acts no more.
Yeah, like it really feels like the whole because even like the R&B acts, like we're not getting any really good R&B acts right now. Mm-hmm. They're about to ruin Tyler's career.
Yeah, 4,000 records.
And great cover art, by the way. Cover art, fire. Song EP was not good. But I think it low key feels like they're trying to bury R&B and rap. Like we're trying to bring in pop music, get all of what generation would this be? Like what are the teenagers now? What is it? Generation A? Is it Generation Alpha?
Alpha? I think so.
I think so. I think they're trying to get Generation Alpha just 100% over the pop, and then you won't have to worry about rap and hip hop at all. And then they could just take the whole catalogs, and now they can just sell them to videos and movies.
I think they trying to move everybody to AI. Yo, I really think we about to have artists that you won't see. They don't. If I can get an AI, if I can get somebody to come, if I can pay Party, who I don't think is going to be a good artist, but he's an amazing writer.
Yeah.
And I say, yo, we got this AI voice. We just going to be a secret person, whatever online. I think they're going to get there. Also, I think that somebody like you might make a deal with Young Ace. I'm just throwing out somebody's name, right? And go to him and say, hey, bro, we got this for you. You can go on tour. We already got the writer. We already got, just lend us your voice.
Yeah.
We know you want to be a star, but we can make you a superstar. I don't think we need your voice. And now we're going to have just AI writing. Because to make a hit song, it's a lot of things that go into it besides money, right?
Yeah.
We got to talk about BPMs. We got to talk about like how catchy it is. We know this 5 years ago. Your song wasn't a hit if it was over like 2 minutes. We was having 90-second songs. Right? But they trying to get you in and out. We get them spins. We still get the same amount of money. So I think it's a lot going in there. But I feel bad for Cardi because I think, the question is your album's coming out next month and you ain't had a hit yet. Offset outdid you on when y'all two released, and he made it known. He was like, yo, go see who got more spins. And his song is way fire than yours, right? You know what I'm saying? And then he dropped the bomb and said, yo, he heard Outside a year and a half ago. He was like, I was with her when she was recording that.
Yeah, maybe the album got better songs on it.
No. Why would I hold the best songs? She probably got one hit on there.
Let's give it time. Maybe the album has like way better songs on there. Let's just see next month.
When Cardi used that beat off of YouTube, and she put it online, I was like, let's
see next month.
I'm telling y'all.
Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Let's pull a Ryan Clark. Marc Lamont Hill.
There's y'all can look online. That's that album. I mean, that music video that Offset produced. The visuals is fire. Now that's one thing Cardi gonna do. All her videos gonna be top tier, top notch fire. That song though was ass boogie. We got a dad question of the week. This is where you can sponsor the podcast right here. I'm trying to get. Ben supposed to be sponsored. He paid for a sponsorship. I don't know where it's at. Also, Ben gave me the money for it when I was in Colombia. So that shit down there. Which is
can't say the money down there.
We bought liquor. A girl wrote on Twitter. So this is sponsored by Ben. The money has been spent in Colombia. I don't have that money no more. You know what I'm saying? Somebody went to college. It says, this is from Kim Winifred. Shout out to you on Twitter. Been dating this guy for a month now, and he said no sex until we officially married. I'm scared. Why? You only been dating for a month. Okay.
That part right there. She's like, yo, it's been a month, bro.
Yeah, you talking about marriage already?
She like, you ain't gonna drop out the D?
Yeah, look. I'm with her though. Is this a red flag?
You know what? It's a little bit of a red flag.
It is.
All right. So here's my thing.
It is.
I think I don't think you have to have sex before marriage, right? So I'm not a whoremonger right now.
Yeah. You don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to have sex, but I do think that you should have questions about sex before marriage.
A lot of them,
right? Like
if I don't get to try the ride,
I need to know what the ride is like.
Yeah,
I have to know what the ride is like.
Make it sound good.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think for women, if women want to know, like, yo, what's the size? What's the thickness?
If she says, "Let me at least see it," would you?
I think you got to go for it, bro. I think that is fair.
I ain't a shower, so I couldn't do that.
Well, I mean, she gonna have to get you there. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I think sex is the thing, right? Like, we're just trying to bend the rules of no sex, right? That's all. We're just bending the rules. So I do think there's like, yo, every question has to be answered prior. Like, I think I could not imagine. Again, I'm not a whoremonger, but this is gonna sound terrible.
Go ahead, horny.
I need to know the viscosity before I get married. I do. I gotta know.
I just, I would have to know like what you're not into. What are you willing to do?
Yes.
Also, I want to know, do you watch porn? I do need to know that.
I don't
that
think you can
important.
watch porn no more in North Carolina. I think we finally got banned.
No, we didn't finally. We are definitely banned. But you got to get a VPN, man. You can get around it. But that's another subject.
Yeah. Not that horny.
Nah, because I had a girl one time. This is way long time ago, so don't y'all go DMing nobody. But that was funny because she was a virgin and we was in college and she was just like, it's not happening, buddy. Which was cool with me because I'm like, I'm not willing to take that from you. This is when you're young and you start.
Yeah.
And she really was one. But you know what? She loved porn. This bitch was a freak. That's
so was it just no sex, or was it like no?
Sex.
But was it sex? Was it everything else?
This bitch, she scared me.
What
scared?
Because that's what I'm saying. Like,
scared straight.
If we're doing like no sex, but your head game is just like beyond fire, I'm gonna be honest, man. That's more of a red flag to me than no sex.
It was.
Don't tell me you a virgin and the head.
She was an eater.
and the head makes me orgasm.
I was scared
because I'm gonna be like,
oh, it was
like
quick work of me.
Like, okay, all right, you said no sex, but goddamn, girl,
that was worse than when Jamar was sitting in the living room trying to talk to her friend. He was like, that was so loud. Me and her were just looking at each other like. And he was like, the friend, she fucking, but she was like, I'm sorry, that's just too loud. I can't sit and talk to you. What? That's what she was doing to me. Amazing. Shout out to her. You have a family now. I know he is loved. Nothing's worse than when you see an eater and she got like a new man and you know he I'm like, I hope he got what I got.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the thing. I mean, he's gonna get it. But to her point, the whole no sex. I respect any woman or any man that says no sex to marriage, right? But what I am saying is like, yo, if you bend in the rules to get there, it don't count.
Yeah,
it don't count.
I tried to when we was getting married. I kind of was like, yo, mind you, the barn door was already open. The horses are gone. And I tried that with my wife, and she was like, we're not doing this. But I think, the only time I want to do that was like, I was trying to focus. Now, this dude, I don't like the comments. Some people suggesting maybe he's gay.
I hate that. I hate the first place. Anytime a guy doesn't want to have sex with a woman.
Oh, don't want to do something for a woman.
Yeah, you're right. My goodness. Yeah, you're right. Buried the lead there. Yeah. It's like, yo, the moment you want to do something for a woman, you must be gay. Like, come on, man. Like,
but I do agree with the second comment. His shit might be a belly button.
You got to be clear, man. You got to be clear. Look, if you dealing with a chick and you like no sex, man, you gotta at least let her know, like, yo, I mean, I'm good though. Like, I'm working with something.
Yeah,
I'm working with something. Like, I can show you.
Here's my reviews.
I can show you. And the same thing for a woman. I think if a woman is saying like, yo, I'm not gonna have any sex, like, yo, you need to let me know for real though. You need to be like, yo, but I am an eater. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saved now.
Let me try. Oh,
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna try it. I want to see it. I want to experience it for myself.
And I think as a man or a woman, if someone makes promises and then you get involved and them promises aren't kept and you waited, I think that's grounds. I think that's grounds for an annulment. I really, really do.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we're trying to do everything the right way and then it doesn't work out the way that you told me it was gonna work out,
yeah,
no harm, no foul, man. Just annul this thing, keep it moving.
Absolutely. Paul Pierce is glad to know that you listen to the podcast.
All you men who stand up, men who go out there and put your elbow into making a woman make sure she's straight and hard working and respectable, chest up, chin out men, and you really on the grind and you really got ambition, Man. Leave these little pretty girls alone, bro. They don't put their elbow in it. I'm going to keep it 100. Over there looking at, oh, she bad. Oh, look at her Instagram. Oh, she a 9, she a 10. No, I'll get you a 5 or a 6.
Yes, sir.
We're going to put some elbow into it.
Yes, sir.
They're going to be down for you.
Down.
On some 100. You know what I'm saying? They're going
And
to
they
look
the
at
best
you like,
eaters.
why he with her? Don't worry about why I'm with her. Because she going to do everything you ain't doing.
Paul Pierce
100%.
Listens to the pod.
Hey, man, not only that, he his last 3-4 month run has been like legendary.
Somebody, after he got fired from, was it ESPN or Fox where he got fired from?
I think it was ESPN.
When they let him go, yeah, because I think he's still on Fox. Yeah. When they let him go, somebody, all right, they told him, all right, no more strippers. You got to stop smoking weed on live. But this is a great lane for you to be in.
Yeah.
He figured it out.
And here's the thing, I like the conversations because they're real conversations.
These are.
And one of the things that I love about Paul Pierce is he says what he want to say, and I love when women are in the comment section like, man, fuck Paul Pierce, and I'm like, yo, y'all know for real, but 6'7", light skinned black guy jumped out of a Bentley and walked in any bar or restaurant. Y'all would not be tripping over your stilettos, trying to get that guy attention.
Let me tell y'all something. It's a lot more 5s and 6s of y'all out there than it is 9s and 10s, and we have allowed people to think they 9s and 10s when they not, and we don't know what 9s and 10s are. And I'm blaming this part on men. So when I look at it, my life, there's a couple of cities that I think of.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give y'all I'm gonna make it real quick for y'all. Miami, LA, New York City.
Yep.
And maybe DC and maybe Chicago. But I'm gonna stick to the top 3. All right?
Nope, it's top 3.
I'm talking about when we are all in a room, who is the baddest? Where is she at? That is the 10. That is and we're going strictly off looks because we're not going through personality, all that. That's too much work.
Yeah.
But when we get there and we put all of y'all in a room, those are the 9s and 10s to me.
Yeah.
The 7 and 8s is when you get to come to Charlotte.
And you're treated like a 9 or a 10.
You get to go to Houston. You get to go to DC. You get to go to Vegas, right? That's like, all right, it's 1 million people in this city. It's a couple million people in this city. Now, who the baddest? Some of y'all are bad in Charlotte, but you ain't bad when we go to New York. You ain't bad when we in Live. You know what I'm saying? You going to I don't even know the clubs in LA. It's too dangerous out there for me. But
yeah, no,
when we out there, it's like
I'm not a fan of LA either.
I
know y'all love it, but I
only been twice.
I'm just saying, like, people they go out there. I do not get the LA hype, maybe because I don't have somebody that's rich enough who house I'm in for a house party.
But it's like when we go to Vegas and we at Drea's or we at the Cosmopolitan, like, cool. Now Vegas is messed up because on the right day it could be crazy. But who's that? That's when you. Couple of y'all 7, 8. That 5 and 6, the average girls, I think a lot of people don't realize, like, so let me put it like this. It's a lot of girls who 9s and 10s and they don't realize they 5 and 6s. Also, as a person, I look at it as like, everything is 2K from here on out.
5s are average. I think a 6 is pretty. I tell you all the time. I think a 6, that's a pretty girl.
Yo, you got sliding 6s.
Yes, the adjustable 6. Like I don't. So I think 5 is average. And I think everyone gets so offended by being
and this
average.
is with no makeup on. Oh, by the way, some of y'all playing games.
This is true. This is true.
Mike don't like the girls with makeup, so his vision on this, he wasn't thinking about the girl who got a full face on, wig is on. He wasn't doing that. I had to adjust it for everybody else. We talking about, she don't got makeup on, or she got light makeup on and she out. Like, we talking about that.
The reason why, funny enough, the reason why I hate makeup is because I had this Ralph Lauren cashmere sweater. I had went on a day. I'm in college, so you know how long it took me to buy that sweater. So I had it on, and I went out with this girl. She laid her face on me, and I could never get the makeup out of that sweater. I had to throw it away. Since that day forward, you cannot wear makeup around me.
And funny enough, I love makeup. Part of it because I'm a photographer, so I love to, like, that's my favorite. Glam photography is my favorite photography to do. Like, if I could do that for the rest of my life, I could work for a product company and do like makeup shoots every day, I would. I love doing it so much. Also, I know because I do that, I can spot when Not that she got too much on, but what she looks like without this.
Got you.
And I know what you hiding. And I know the girl who got enough makeup on is just like, yo, I'm putting on light beat on, I'm going to work or I'm going out.
And I don't mind like the little makeup. Like that's fine. But I mean
Transformers.
Again, like she ruined my sweater. And ever since that day, I was like, no, you cannot wear makeup around me.
So the sis who told Mike that all of us got trauma, and I said, no, we don't. I'm apologizing. Mike has trauma. That is his trauma right there.
That is not trauma. That is my reason. That is a reason.
But yeah, some of y'all, get on 2K, get your girl, put her on 2K. You work out, man. And next, you know, everybody knows when you start off with your custom player on 2K, they start off in the fixed 50s. By the time you get the VC points up there, you know, she at 88, she at 93. You can get your girl up there. And then there's other things that's important. What homeboy said last week about Halle Berry, I didn't see her as a mother. You can have a 6, but she's going to be a great mother, and then you're going to fall in love with her more.
Yeah.
Also,
6s are pretty.
Yes, they are.
I'm gonna keep
pretty.
saying it. 6s are pretty. I don't know what this idea that 6s are ugly.
5s be pretty.
5s are okay.
They average.
They're average.
Yeah, but I mean, but they can be pretty.
But they can be, yeah, right. You know, you can eat right, drink a lot of water. You can be super fucking nice. There's a lot of ways to have attributes. You know, beyond by just wanting to be a 9 or a 10. I'll be honest. I've never talked
to a baddie.
I've never dated a 10, right? But I've dated some like high. I mean, like, man, I'm not look match right now. Like, I've done that, and I'm telling you, like, it is a headache.
The joke is, I forgot what birthday it was. I went out and met Mike, and we had an old girl with us. She was and she fine. And I remember I was sitting at the bar talking to Mike, and like 2 dudes just came up and spoke to her, and she had to be like I was with him. Mind you, she was just my friend. Yeah. Mike and Ed used to tell me I was a pussy and I was a bitch because I was very respectful.
He did not press because we're almost certain that this girl liked Gavin.
She was just too fine. And then I just remember, like, I was just like, yo, if this what it's like going out with you on the friend tip, this can't work.
Yeah.
Like, and also, I don't know if some of y'all have really talked to baddies. It's a reason why a lot of these dudes just pay for them to be around, and like, I can't talk to you.
Well, I mean, since social media has taken
it got
off,
worse. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, it's way worse, right? Because now dudes literally just spend money. Like one of the Charlotte baddies that you put me on. I hope she's not a listener.
I hope you are.
But anyway, she had like posted to a story, right?
Oh God.
And like, dude had sent her some flowers, right? No big deal. That's normal. And sent her a card that had money in it. And like, I looked at it, I was like, yo, hey, I'm pretty sure I'm eyeballing like 10 stacks here.
God.
Like, no, I'm not. I have to picture my phone because I think I sent it to somebody. And I was just like,
look at this.
Simps out of control, but they're in charge.
They are in charge. Shout out to her.
And sure enough, right? And her, I need to see if I can find it because this sounds like I'm making the story up. Because her comment at the bottom was, "Now you have my attention."
All right, man. This is the part of the show where we get to the sports. Mimi, do not check out. We still got some important to talk. The WNBA said this is disrespectful. This is not enough. Back to the drawing board in negotiations.
You know, as someone that is pro collective bargaining and pro union, I'm not mad at this just because the WNBA product sucks.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at it. Like, the product's terrible.
It is.
And enjoy watching the league fold on itself because the NBA is 100% going to fold this league up in the next TV deal.
Yeah, they are.
They're going to. And this is not me wishing it bad. It is a terrible product, and y'all have torpedoed yourselves at every opportunity to get goodwill. Because when Caitlin Clark came into the league, and I hate to make this about Caitlin Clark, but it's the only person that everyone in the country vastly knows that's a female basketball player or a women's basketball player.
Yeah.
It's literally just her. You know what I'm saying? Like, probably the biggest name in basketball since Cheryl Swoops. And half of y'all that say y'all like WNBA, you don't even know who the hell I'm talking about right now. So her coming into the league and y'all, you know, trying to, I guess, show her a lesson, starting this whole black women versus white women narrative online. Y'all tried to bring the guys into it, but the black guys was like, no, we actually like her, so not really gonna fight you white guys about Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm saying? So it became like a black women versus white women thing on the WNBA, and
it's unfair. That is an unfair thing.
It is. It's 100%
it's
unfair.
Nasty work, but y'all fall for it. So,
and it's like, yo, and your product is terrible.
Yeah.
Like the product is terrible. They might be like 2 good games a year on the WNBA. And I'm not being hyperbolic right now. Like, I mean, it's terrible women's basketball in college. If you go like the top 10, because outside of the top 10, it sucks again, right? But like top 10 women's basketball player in college, if UConn is playing South Carolina, that's a game worth watching. If Stanford is playing UConn, that's a game worth watching. You rarely get games like that in the WNBA.
It's tough. You know, when I saw, first of all, they have a shitty deal currently. And nothing's worse than when you haven't performed enough to outperform the bad contracts we've been giving y'all. And then nothing's worse than going to the negotiation table and saying, hey, we got Caitlin, we got, what's my girl? Angel. We got, what's Wilson's first name? Doggone it, man. Anyway, we got these girls and it ain't enough. Right? The NBA. God. Who is this? Oh, her.
Don't say the name.
I ain't gonna say the name. Oh, yeah, she fine.
Read the comment, though.
This should be enough to cover 3 months rent, retail therapy, and a vacation.
Read the corner. What did she put?
She said, when you don't need a whatever, but he wants to know that he a real one. Now you got my attention. And she highlighted attention. Jeez. And she fine.
She is fine.
But she likes him. She said she raising her son to be one. Remember when she sent her son out and she wanted to make sure her son paid for her homegirl? Her homegirl was babysitting her son. So, all right, she had her friend babysitting her son. And she gave her son money and she wanted to know that her son paid for everybody's movie ticket. And she was like, I'm teaching him to be a gentleman. And the girl who was watching her son was like, no, he went to the movie. He paid for his own ticket. She's like, well, did he at least buy you dinner? I need to show.
I didn't know that was.
That shit was so terrible.
Okay, my bad. I just wanted people to know that I did not make that up. That Simps out of control.
That's definitely at least about. That might be 10 bands for real.
Oh, she bought a house like 2 months later, by the way.
Oh, this dumbass. And she never gonna let you crack. That's the funnier part.
That is the sad.
That's the sad
reality.
But yeah, nothing's worse than when you got to go to the negotiation table and you don't got it. You don't like the league. The NBA is gonna be tough. Why? Because in the next 5 years, you probably gonna lose. Some say the greatest player of all time.
Yeah,
you're definitely gonna lose the greatest shooter of all time, and possibly the greatest scorer who could have been the greatest scorer. And then you got.
And the NBA numbers may actually drop in the next 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So their next TV deal might be a lesser deal.
Yeah.
While the WNBA is trying to, and this is why I say, and look, this is why I say they're going to fold the league up, because I really think that the NBA is about to expand worldwide, and I think what the NBA is going to do is fold the WNBA and then open up women's basketball overseas,
or try to figure out the FIBA thing of like getting their own little league over there.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're about to do with women's basketball. So. And here's the thing: I don't know what those salaries will look like.
No, they're gonna be high.
Well, a lot of what happens in the private leagues is what they call sports washing.
Yeah.
So it'll be an oligarch that's really a piece of shit in real life.
Yeah.
But he'll have a sports team to, maybe clean money. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what oligarchs do. But anyway, they'll a lot of times overpay, so they'll have that in their city.
Mm-hmm.
So
we'll see.
Yeah, the Saudis might invest in it.
Maybe. Disney has bought up everything. They got like NFL Network. They got everything, dog. And they bought it all like in a week. I will say this. In Houston, of course, whenever you want to watch anything, you have to watch ESPN because it's the only thing on TV.
Yeah.
Whenever you go out of town or whatever. First Take is horrible. I know I keep saying this. I've been saying this. We on episode 193.
You do not like it.
I haven't liked First Take since Skip left.
Yeah.
And it's embarrassing. I was watching it. First of all, I'm watching Get Up before First Take comes on. They're using 2 of the same people, putting them on First Take. Was Stephen A. ain't there. And you know what? Stephen A. just repeating everything that would just happen on Get Up. So I'm like, y'all giving everybody the same. Y'all repeating the same point throughout the full day. Hey, Stephen A., I'll tell you this before we go to the next thing. And we're going to talk about you in a little bit. Hey, bro, you can get rid of Molly and bring your daughter up there. And y'all would kill it. And I would say that Stephen A.'s daughter is hilarious, but I understand what Stephen A. doing. He keeping his daughter on his network, so if they ever leave, he owns that. Because now if you bring it to ESPN, then it's over.
And they could drive a wedge between y'all.
That part, or they could just say, yo, she worked for us. Yep. She can't. You signed to non-compete, sis. But it is funny. Little League, that was on TV while I was down there. Japan was over there whooping ass. I'm put like that.
Yeah, Japan is doing that. I added that to the notes because y'all are sports gambling on the Little League World Series.
Crazy.
Cut that out. Look, I get degenerate gambling. Gambling on kids, no. We got to just draw the line somewhere. Today we're drawing the line on gambling on the Little League World Series on offshore sport books. Cut it out, guys.
Can I gamble on the 40 and up football league?
Also, no.
Why?
I did not know that was a real thing. I thought that was like one of those Drewski like skits. I really did. I was just like, no, it's no way men my age are risking ligament tear.
They jerseys don't even be matching. They show one dude, he had a Saints jersey up top and like a Ravens like pad.
I saw a clip of a guy crying over a three-peat for his team with like gospel in the background. Look, I'm 100% for men playing, right? If there was a 40 and up basketball league, I would join, but I would not join it for real. Like, I would not go out there like I'm Jordan.
Nah,
right?
They think they're killing it.
Like, bruh, y'all are brave. There's no way, I would be terrified. If dudes wanted to play flag football on Sunday, I'd be like, nah, bruh.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm risking an ACL or an Achilles.
Over this.
At my age. No way.
Back, let's talk to him. Hold on, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. Hold on. Y'all know what time it is.
No relationship. He doesn't like me and I don't like him.
Can we mediate? Can we increase the
There's
fee?
nobody that can mediate.
Okay.
I don't talk about him unless I'm asked. Some people say, well, why are you talking about him? Because I was asked. Mm-hmm. This is what I do for a living. So how the hell am I going to get away with saying no comment? I have no desire to talk about him at all. He is, in my mind, the second greatest player in the history of basketball. He's been an incredible ambassador for the game of basketball. His respect has been earned, not given. Nobody can deny that. But that's the basketball player, not the man. People don't know the things that have happened behind the scenes, the kind of things that have been engaged in an effort to hurt me. There's a lot of that I know that I don't say. And then to go on the Pat McAfee show, which comes directly on after my show on the channel that I work on, to insult me. But if I never ever speak to him again in life, and there's no situation.
It was just LeBron approaching. What? Why do you think they don't like each other? Real reason.
Real reason? Probably because Stephen A. Smith thinks he's an NBA player.
Thank you, Allen Iverson, for doing that.
Like, I think that's a real problem. I think, because here's the thing. If you walk into a room and there's nothing but NBA players, right? Mm-hmm. And then you sit down as if you one of them, I think guys are kind of off-putted by that.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the biggest thing. I think LeBron looks at Stephen A and be like, yo, you're not a player.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're for all intents and purposes, you're the opposition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're a reporter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now I got to watch everything I say around you, right? Now I got to make sure that you know it's off the record. Like, hey, man, I'm chilling. You can't talk about this.
I know a lot of stuff I don't say.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us know that you dry snitching.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you just ain't, that's not manly. And I'm not saying he ain't a man, but that's not manly.
No, it's not. Like, bro, if you're going to be in the room, and it's like, yo, I think the biggest thing is LeBron is like, yo, you're not us. You know, to your boy Kendrick's point, right? Not like us, right?
Hey man, shout out to that. I heard that this weekend.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's a big thing with LeBron and Stephen A. And first, right? I think that's the overarching, right? I think the second part was sometimes you look across and you see somebody that look like you, and you expect them to treat you differently when they can tell others are not treating you well. And I think it really pissed LeBron off that a man that has a daughter, right? He's trying to get his daughter in the media, right? Mm-hmm. So these guys know each other, right? So he knows Stephen A., his hopes, dreams, goals, daughter is coming up. And he's like, yo, I'm doing the same thing for my son, right? And you're taking shots at this.
To put it in perspective, how old is LeBron James? 40?
Yeah, 42.
Stephen A. has been covering him since he was 16.
Yeah.
So put that in perspective. For the last 24 years, you have interviewed me, sat with me, spoken to me off the record, on the record. Now, as a person who worked in hotels, I heard LeBron James was an a-hole when he was young. But who wouldn't be when I'm 18? I just signed $70 million with Nike. Yeah. Forget my $50 million contract, but I got $70 million from Nike, right? We know what the pressure's on me. And I think forget the son part comes later.
I think that was the cherry on top.
Oh, that was I see what time you on. For real.
Yeah.
Like it's at the end of mine. You should know what's up. You doing this to my son, even though he's an adult. I think that I think all them years of Skip sitting across from him, you letting him kick my back in. I think it's a lot of, yo, I'm not kissing your ass, or I'm not giving you no exclusive stuff. I think that pissed Stephen A. Smith off.
Probably.
Stephen A. Smith has said, and I want to be clear, he has made it clear that, hey, they don't like that I think he's they are slighted that I think he's the second greatest player of all time. Personally, I don't believe that. I don't believe that they so slighted that they don't rock with you. I think once that son thing came out, it was like, oh, okay, I see what type of time you want.
Yeah. Because you didn't, like you said, you don't know him for 24 years. You've never said anything about Jordan's sons.
Yeah, what they doing blow and watermelon?
You know, and ex-teammates' wives.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I can see why they don't like each other. But Stephen A., there's a maturation. One of the things, right? We talked about it briefly, right? I was like, yo, sometime when it comes to things that I see young people do, I'm like, you know what? I have to recognize that I might just be the cantankerous old man, right?
Yeah.
I might be becoming the get off my lawn guy.
Yeah.
Right? Not intentionally, right? But I'm aging out, and I'm trying to age gracefully. Right? And I think when you look over at Stephen A. Smith, who I believe is older than myself, I think he's in his 50s, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So when I look over there and I see a man in his 50s, right? And you still you don't have there's nothing about you that I could look at you and say, hey man, I should be able to get your help on this.
Yeah.
Right? I shouldn't be
57.
I shouldn't be competing with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't feel like you're my competition, right? You should look at me and be proud of me.
Yeah.
And be like, hey man, I watch your whole career, man. I'm proud of you, bro. Let me know if there's anything I could do for you.
Yeah.
Versus, yo, you my comp? Like, yo, we both got the same amount of money. I could be here with you. Like, bro, you 57.
Yeah, mind your business. Get off my lawn. Also, like, I think a lot of players have realized, it sucks when players have to realize, like, oh, they ain't my friend.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's tough, you know.
Because you kind of low-key think that as a young person,
cool.
right?
Yeah, you think KD grew up. Stephen A. Smith is the man on TV.
Yeah.
I think Stephen A. cool.
Yeah.
I go to Golden State. He kicked my back in for a full year. Basically told me he gonna ruin my career. He gonna talk trash about my career if I don't win this championship.
Yeah.
Right? And who go up there and defend me? My mom had to go sit up there, and then he started backtracking everything. And then when I go sit up there, I'm like, all right, you know what type of time it is. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's interesting there. Also, the reason why we had the line talk with Mike is because y'all decided to wear a bonnet on American Airlines, and I was livid.
Gav is saying y'all cannot wear bonnets any time of the day. I did allow a caveat for 5 a.m. flights, 7 a.m. flights. So anything between 5 and 7, I'm like, yo, I get it. You might still have a bonnet on.
If I see a bonnet outside your house, I'm livid.
Maybe 11, like a red eye. Maybe a red eye.
The overnight, I will walk past you and I see you.
Okay, but 5 a.m. flights from 5:30 to 7, I sort of get why you wear a bonnet. After that, though, I'm not gonna lie, it does come across a little bit as lazy,
ghetto. Yeah, man, the dude behind me in 34D rushing up past me with his girl, and he yelling at the older white gentleman in front of me who's in the lane in front of me. He told him, yo, you almost hit my girl with your suitcase. And it's like, bro, no, first of all, you and your girl both are under 5'5", so y'all tiny people. And then like nobody could see him. And then you walking in the airport with a Mary shopping bag, like for what, I don't know, but whatever. Maybe they got a Mary store in the Houston airport. Do not know. But we getting off, and the dude, I felt so bad because it's like, this is not a representation of black men. And the dude just turned around, looks at your girl and goes, I'm sorry for almost hitting you. And your girl just say, it's cool. And it's like,
hey, stop standing up when the plane gets to the gate. Okay.
And if you want to stand up in your seat, and most of us are too tall to stand up in our seat.
Yeah, stop getting in the aisle. Yeah, stop getting in the aisle. Like, we all are at the same place, going to the same place. Relax. Everybody just sit down.
If you're in the last row of the plane, and I know this because it happened before, most of the time you will be off of a plane in 20 minutes. Most of the time.
Yeah.
Because most people understand etiquette and how to get out, whatever.
Yeah.
It's going to take you 20 minutes. That's going to cause you to miss your flight, yo, You just missed it.
Yeah,
Like, it's all right. They're gonna rebook you. Might just get there a day later. What you got planned this weekend?
I think I had a couple birthday parties. I think I got your kid birthday party, and I think my son has kids have it made now.
Yeah, duh.
So one of his friends' mom is doing a in the summer pool party for the kids. So I actually think I'm double booked on Saturday now. So I'm gonna have to show up in one place and then show up in another place. So maybe I can get his mom to do one and I do the other. I don't know.
Hey man, if you feel like come by, get it, cool. If not,
no, I'll be there. I'll be there, bro.
Yo, shout out to my baby boy. He is turning 4 next week. So this week we're having a party. Mimi then forced her way to coming over. I thought we invited her, but it'd be weird because people that don't have kids, you don't know if you want to invite them, or if they want to show up. But he turning 4. Shout out to him. He is amazing. I also notice now when I go out of town, I'll be ready to get back home to see him. I don't know how long that's gonna last because it's cool now. He cool and cute.
I'm gonna tell you, man, you always want to get back to see your family. Like, even when I leave town and then I come back, I'll be like, man, I'm kind of ready to see my boy.
Yeah. So yesterday he came and picked me up from the airport. He was yelling at me before I walked to the car. I bought him a little airplane from the airport. That's gonna be our little thing now. Every time we get on an airplane, we're gonna bring him back a little plane.
Nice.
That shit was $20-something. I was hot.
Not nice.
Yeah. and then if he rolls it back, it'll run like it's on a run. I'm like, oh. So he was flying that thing off of everything. It was
$20 is excessive.
Was some drama at the at his daycare. Some girl pushed him at daycare, so he scraped his knee.
Aw.
But you know what was funny? 2 of the girls his cousins in the class.
Yeah.
They punched the girl who pushed him.
That is messed up. These are kids, man. Where the adults?
He said, oh, they my cousins. And they family ghetto. So I'm glad that they was there. Shout out to your family that, be in the cut, who be willing to swing.
Oh man.
I love those family members. Yeah, but I ain't got nothing to plan this weekend. I actually don't have no shoots, but I'm gonna be running around. My wife's sending me to Costco for the birthday party. So,
oh yeah.
So hopefully I find a bottle of bourbon so I can drink that on
Costco
Saturday.
has all liquor.
Nah, but I'm gonna stop at the liquor store.
Oh.
They got champagne.
Because I know somebody was saying North Carolina is
liquor
a cartel.
Yeah.
They are like they would not let anybody else sell alcohol. So I was like, yo, Costco has it? Because I know like it's sold in like some stores outside.
In Florida.
Yeah,
all the Costco's have it, and it's intense down there. Because Costco got their own liquor, like it's Costco liquor, and so. I wanted to try it just to be like, let's see.
Costco typically try to make a pretty good product.
Yeah, so we'll see, man. Look, man, we want to thank y'all. Y'all better go cop a t-shirt, man, so we can keep doing this so we get famous.
Go pick up some merch. Again, thank everybody who showed up again for our 4th year anniversary. Thank you for Third and Fernwood.
Yeah.
Chef Greg and Sabrina for definitely being gracious hosts.
Now we got to start planning for 5 years.
Yeah, and hey, if you know anybody that wants a great pod, go and listen. We drop something, please go and comment. Let's go ahead and take the stage to the next level so all the early adopters can say, yeah, I was here first.
And with that, we're going to holler at y'all next time.
Holler at you.